imprisonment. Ancient. hopefully that's all sorted. We'll go ahead and hang on. Adjust the microphone there. I didn't want to do that while not muted. Load out your eardrums. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day, night, whatever it is there, your time. Or a kind of a surprise casual stream of Age of Wonders 4 if you're going to be kind of kicked back and with this new game that came out. I personally haven't gotten a whole lot of time in it. As you can even see here for our Pantheon, I've completed one campaign. One campaign enough to get the Wizard Hat. As you do complete your campaign, you'll actually be able to gain extra items for your heroes in different factions, so we won't go through all of them, but there's a whole bunch of cool stuff you can get as you do go through, and even new realms for your actual campaign, so there's lots of goodies to be unlocked. I have not even gotten too far into it, so have a good time. Hey, Bethany. And welcome on Holy Nexus. Let's get this thing going. We will start right up with a new game.
Choose your destination.
We'll kind of get together to kind of, I mean, I'm still learning as things go, so we'll kind of be learning this together. If you have any tips, tactics, suggestions as we go ahead and blurt them on out. I'm happy to hear them. 7:36 p.m. there. Hey, you got plenty of time then. Definitely a couple hours later here, but we should have plenty of good time. We will definitely be starting off with the first story realm here, the Rise of the Godir. So for this realm's unique little items it has for it, it's going to have you are becoming an ascended champion. You build up a new home for your wandering tribe in the mythical Valley of Wonders, which is a historic area on the Blessed Continent on the world of Alpha. We got even more. Oh, there's so much to read. We'll just read this one. We know Alpha's it's one of the oldest worlds within. There's a whole astral sea. If you know anything about Magic the Gathering, man, this goes on forever. If you know anything about Magic the Gathering, it's basically just a kind of a bunch of planes or just a bunch of different worlds where very magical beings can travel around and smack people around, either as good people or as evil. So it's this incredibly hyper bunga bunga simplified version of how things work, but such is the way. Okay, we'll start things off then. So the Valley of Wonders has the ancient ruins, so we've got the ruins of the Elden Court to be found in this realm. They can be rebuilt to found new cities. Crystal in abundance, mana crystals will grow more easily on this realm, making them more unusually abundant. We'll have extra mana resource nodes and pickups. And then the underground will be rather small, and no throne cities will be able to be placed underground, so you won't be able to put any kind of cities whatsoever underground. So we won't really even need to worry about exploring down there. Which the world has a kind of an overworld that you can dig and go underground and explore all of the dungeon that is there within. We'll start our first realm here, and I'm not going to go for easy. This game does have quite a bit of ramp up. The AI does not play around, and they are very swarmy and very aggressive. So we'll go for just a normal campaign as we're just kind of here having a good time.
Your journey starts here.
Save favorite mana deck? Oh, it's going to be blue-green. What's yours? Big stompy ramp monsters is always my favorite. Followed pretty closely though by, I don't know, I would say blue-red. You just throw a whole bunch of spells at someone, overwhelm them with a whole bunch of lightning, which is kind of what we're going to do here today. I thought I changed you over to being not a Wizard King. I'll have to go back in here and edit him then. Because you can only do these story campaigns with the lads that are not Wizard Kings. Let's go ahead and choose just the beginner scenario then. We'll quickly fix this up.
Your journey starts
Get into our custom faction. I can't really show everyone off until we get this fixed, so we'll jump through here really quickly. We'll have to exit this one as well.
What is your people's
Bit unfortunate.
form?
So we're gonna be human. The guild here, all of our, so it's basically as you had not already noticed,
here.
our faction we're gonna be rolling with is myself, led by you guys as the followers there. The Empire led by the guild. Red green. Yeah, red green's pretty good. I actually would say that I take it back. Red green being my second favorite, not blue red. I like blue green and then red green. As long as it has green in the color combination, we're stomping around with big monsters. That's what we're here for. That's white. And you're one of those. So anyway, the empire we've got going is for you guys back in the background there. Floating around, we will be very mystic, as we are the space wizards. We'll have it. There's a whole bunch to go through. I'm not even going to attempt to go ahead and explain all of the goings on with this game. We'll kind of just go through it as we do. It's got a lot to do. It's very similar to Magic, as we're kind of explaining down at the bottom. The different races and what they do, the different backgrounds will have different affinities, are very similar to your Magic colors. So Astral Affinity is all about casting spells. The Shadow is kind of about being evil but being sneaky about it. Materium is about building things. Nature is about usually about building up your cities very quickly. Chaos is about ruining everything, and then Order is about building up strong alliances and just being good guys all around. See, he looks cool, but he's not exactly meant to be. So here, you'll see in just a moment. We'll edit him up.
What is your people's form?
We'll move through and we'll actually go through
What
it
is
proper
their
in a moment.
origin
So we'll go through it
culture?
quickly this time, since I do have to fix it.
Choose your first.
Thought I had
tome
earlier, but
of
I was not
magic.
fast enough.
Reveal
Don't worry about any of this. We'll blank your memory out in a moment. Don't you worry.
What is
You have to
your
become a
ruler's
champion, otherwise it
origin?
doesn't let you do the story realms.
Reveal yourself.
So we will change how we look ever so slightly. So as far as the outfit, we'll come on over here to this one here. We'll get it back to how it was. Oh, what was the cape I was using? It was the awesome floofy cape, but it had the proper shoulder guards there. I think it was this one. Still a bit of the metal armor. There we go. It looks very similar, but instead of, hang on now, we can't have a mace. That's improper. Lightning orb. And then we'll go ahead and finalize. That's proper. I'll show you guys how this
Your
Grand Seer.
journey
No,
begins.
he is an emperor. See, here's the problem.
Reveal yourself.
I did this earlier and it didn't quite work.
What is your people's form? Choose your first tome of magic.
Now we may have to go ahead and build up in this race here. You know what, we'll do it. We'll build this guys from
What
scratch.
is
That's
your
what we'll do.
ruler's
That
origin?
fixes it nice and easily.
What is their origin culture?
Yeah, let's back on up. A little bit of fumbles for the
Choose your
beginning. Of course it's going to be. Blue Rise of the Godir. Put it back on normal.
Your journey
And then we'll create a new one.
starts here.
The other space wizard is going to be consigned to oblivion. Faction create.
What
We
is your
will be
people's
humans.
form?
We're going to be all about, so this is where you get your body traits and your mind traits. So body being kind of just how your lads perform in combat or just on the battlefield. So you get, this is where also you would get your different mounts. So normally you get like you'll get a kind of a spread. These are your special mounts. You get nightmares and stuff like that. They have different boosts and passives depending on which one you grab. The nightmare just being kind of a really, really neat looking model. Flames for a main. Lightning for the win. Yeah, big monsters or overwhelming mini storms. I'm going for the big monsters almost always. It's ramp into the big monsters every time, even on red-green. Paradox games have a lot going on. I've got a lot still to learn on this one, and I can't wait to. So we'll go for our body trait being, where was my magical one? The keen-sighted, so we actually don't miss as much on our magic attacks. We'll have lots of ranged fellas throwing magic. We want them to be able to hit from further back and be able to not hit those glancing shots as often. And instead of adaptable, which most humans always are in games, we'll go for an arcane focus. So our magical attacks are going to do more damage. Oh, it's not eat. And then our culture is going to be mystic, which will have them be a culture of scholars driven to study every quarter of the astral sea. They prefer to find answers through research and arcane prowess because y'all are quite wise. Yeah, we have extra structures with mana income. Our units will have the attunement Starblade, so every time we cast any kind of spells in battle, we'll get a little bit of extra either fire, lightning, or frost damage for 3 turns, and you can stack that 3 times. So it's pretty neat little ability there. And then we'll have the Astral Echoes, so we'll have random pickups on the map that are like little look like little aura blobs, little blobs of blue. And you pick those up to get little blips of knowledge or mana. And then way later on, you'll have buildings that'll actually be able to utilize bonuses depending on how many of those you pick up. Yeah, the game looks awesome. Later on, we have definitely some others that are for the other cultures there, but for you all, my precious guild, we will be Mystic. I was deciding between Mystic or High, but I think we need to be purely mages. I really love these maces.
What defines their society?
What defines our society? We are going to be gifted casters. And we are going to come on up here and be the Chosen Uniters. So we are going to be gaining 20% more income from all of our vassals. We will have +10 to the good alignment, so kind of from start here, all of the bad guy factions are going to dislike us. And then our shield units and pole arms are going to have 1 extra rank to start. We'll start with an extra shield or pole arm unit, and then we'll have a extra Whispering Stone, which you would normally only get. This is basically a skill you get through your Empire tree, which we'll kind of discuss as we get into the game. You get a free Whispering Stone to start, which allows you to either basically start a free city towards becoming your vassal, or you can actually use it on your own city and get yourself some more stability and usually some growth. Pretty good stuff. So the Chosen Uniters is great, and then the Gifted Casters are blessed with an innate talent for spell casting. Then we get some extra combat casting points, some extra world map casting points, which we'll get into on the map. Our spells are going to cost a little bit less mana, and then we will start with 1 extra combat spell unlocked, which will be awesome. A little bit more varying, variance from the start. Our first magical tome here. We have a lot to start with. 2 that are Astral Affinity are either going to be Evocation or Warding here. Both of them are pretty good. But we can go through kind of all of them just to start. They've got the Shadow tomes as well. This Tome of Souls, this gives you about kind of more about your necromancy. You get souls based on your opponents and own units killed in battle. Cryomancers as well. Blast Fools with Ice. Enchant your own labs with some Frost Blades. All sorts of good stuff. You've got your Tomes of Zeal and Faith, doing pretty much exactly what you'd think they would. They're all about condemning people and then blasting them with holy fervor. It's the Sigmarite faction for sure. You got your Tome of Roots. Gives you your poison blades and gets you some healing. Good stuff there. That's for the nature affinity. Tome of Beast allows you to just kind of summon on in some animals and such. Also a pretty good one. All of the nature tomes are pretty strong. The 2 for the kind of Materium affinity. These all being ones that allow you to, this one is allow you more to do damage and then kind of buff up your troops with extra defense, as opposed to just getting some more damage and enchantments. And each of these usually gives you a different summoned unit that you can get as well. So each research phase, you'll have 3 options kind of given to you at random. You'll pick one of them, and then that's the one you get. So you may get lucky and get one of the Copper Golems or one of the other summon units to start. Allow you to get in some extra units pretty early on. Tome of the Horde allows you to kind of create your Skaven or any kind of swarmy goblins or anything like that. Lets you shrink your units down with making them spawnkin. So basically they become more numerous and they become smaller, but they do more damage, which is pretty cool. You also have Houndmaster and other kind of things to buff up your tier 1 units. Allows you to store them all over the map. This is a really fun tome. Pyromancy being you're definitely all about just being evil. Exploding labs with fire, bringing in pyromancers and such. We are going to go for Evocation here, which gives us the lightning. Some lightning blades, give us a channeling tower there, which is a special province improvement. It kind of gives you your, if you played at Civilization, you have your kind of overmatch your cities, and you'll have provinces and different buildings inside those cities. It's very similar to Civilization, but with a more complex battle system. That's my best way to describe it. We'll get all these different lighting spells to start. Lightning Torment, allowing us to kind of electrocute whole armies before battles. Lightning Blades, letting us kind of enchant our guys' blades of lightning, so they'll have a different visual effect on the battlefield and all the time. Fulmination's just one of your typical drop down some lightning spell. A battle mage with some electric touch. All sorts of good stuff. Base magic attacks have lightning and the ability to shock fools. Hey, the late jam. Glad you made it on in. Skaven, you say? Yeah, for sure. We have I have got some Skaven that have been created for Icket Claw. I'm still probably going to tweak it up a little bit, but I like what we've got so far. You can make all sorts of fun, very, very fun civilizations here. Yeah, no, we are going to move right on forward with the Tome of Evocation. We're going to go...
What is your ruler's origin?
100% down the astral line there. We have to become a champion here, which is what I thought I had done earlier when I switched things, but turns out no. What is this, Baba Yaga? No. We shall not become Baba Yaga. We have the purple and orange, back with the hat as I had it before. No Mason Shield will have a lightning orb. Switch to the pose so we can see what we've got here. Widget type, back to body type 1, I guess, is what we'll call that. Physique maxed out because, of course, I am, of course, the largest of lads. Skin color, we're going to have to make it a little bit more like I live in the snow. I do have natural snow camouflage, that'll do. Whoa, now. Where were the scars at? There they are. Look like we've been in a couple fights. This is goodbye. Where are you heading? You heading on out? That's too bad. Glad you made it on in, though. Oh, absolutely not. Things crafted on up. I like Z's face. We'll go for the eye color more blue. Try to craft, I think, is my ideal wizard version. This guy's got an awesome braided beard, so even though I don't have one of these and probably wouldn't, this is what we're going for. Where's some excellent... No. Wizard hair here. That'll do. Round back in. For the outfit, we'll have Z super fancy. And then for the helmet, we'll get back on the hat. There are some pretty cool looking helmets, though. Lots of them being very metally faced. There's all sorts of cool stuff. We'll put back on the wizard hat how we had it before. I really like this one as well. But there, our hat's back. Back our fancy cape. And now where's the one with the fur? Oops, that's my hat. There we go, and then we'll put the armor color back to a beautiful gold. There we go. I think that's the way we like it. I don't like these two front. Here they look a little bit too Ogai. But I also don't want to have no armor at all, so this strange kind of culty looking robe it is. Alright, then for you lads, obviously also the strongest boys there are. We'll put you back. We could all the way make it to red, all the demons. Not this time. Probably go for something more like less noticeable. Also, I go for the brown hair, just like myself. Y'all have to be clones of me. You get no choice. Such is the way. Wait, that was armor. Golden armor. Brown hair. We'll go for, I believe, this is the mount with the brown horse. Yes, it is. Perfect. Alright, y'all, I've got to... wanted to have this done beforehand, but such is the way we had to get back in here and do it a second time. Things are racking. We'll go ahead and select through.
Your journey
Alessandro
begins.
Now we'll continue to be the Grand Seer, but we'll just get this back to space and/or wizard. Humanoid stargazers. No. How about the guild? You're humanoid beings who are organized and entrepreneurial, albeit impatient at times. Your keen vision makes for feats of archery. No, we're going to be feats of magic. They prefer to fight using magic. They have integrated magic into every level of their society, with mages on the top of their hierarchy. But of course, they are blessed with an innate talent for spellcasting. They believe it is their calling to unite all societies. Because of course it is. Having connection issues. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, get you in a moment then. And Techie, what are you talking about? It's goodbye. You taking off, or you just talking in code? Either way, onward.
It was the time when the raw forces of magic returned to Athla. The seal that had protected the world was shattered. The cosmic currents, thereby unleashed, shaped the land, changing what was, whilst returning what once may have been. In the wake of this new genesis, the great empires of the Third Age fell into decline, bringing on an era of re-exploration and expansion. Alas, the time for peaceful discovery was brief, for the ancient wizards of the Second Age broke free from their eldritch prisons in the depths of the astral sea. Their strength regained, they set out to rule over the surviving peoples as God Kings, or Godir. There was little divine about them. Yaka, Nimue, Carissa, a pantheon of pretender gods. They were scarred, corrupted, haunted by millennia of torment, and ready to unleash their newfound powers against whoever dared stand in their way. Yet the wizard kings were not unchallenged. Mortal champions rose to the defense of their people, rebuilding their realms and learning to channel the currents of magic.
I haven't cut my hair yet, I see.
This is the story of one such champion. While traveling through the Valley of Wonders in search of a new home, tragedy befell his tribe, its elder slain by a magical being. After inheriting both the elder's throne and his powerful tome of magic, the young champion had to rise up and protect his people from the dangers that awaited.
Drop back the game volume a bit there, and now here we are. A new ruler emerges. Explore your surroundings and expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new Age of Wonders. That's kind of the message to give you with every new start. Wait, your kind of overview of your faction there. We'll start things up. Our starting magics are going to be Fulmination, which is awesome. Have a little bit of a lightning AoE spell there. Cosmic Ablation, which is blast someone. And then the old magic shield. Not bad. Alright, a new dawn, a battle quest. We need to slay 3 units. When it has a little crosshair like this, it's 3 particular ones. You'll see them out on the map. And then we need to build 1 improvement farm. Long have the guild wandered the Athla as exiles, O Grand Seer Space Wizard. By leading them to this valley, you've returned them to their hope. Proud city of Astropolis, ooh, there they are over there, represents or I guess that's us, represents a new beginning for your people. They are eager to strive beyond the city gates and claim the surrounding land as their own. Create your domain, hunt down the creatures near Astropolis, and grow the new population. Place your first farm. And it's going to act as your first tutorial as well. Completing this will give us some stability, hands out stability as the guaranteed reward, which is basically your same thing as if we were playing over in Total War, is the order or control. We also will get a mystery bonus, which sounds awesome. Let this journey of the guild begin. Right, and now that we are actually in game, how are things sounding? Any kind of overlap on myself and the game volume itself? Are we all good? Either way, I'll start clicking up. These things here being those astral projections. Or astral echoes, I mean. Mysterious whispers of the astral sea, only visible to and collectible by mystics. And we will throw hands over said astral projections. They are ours and ours alone. And this down here being the BCs we have to fight. This freaky looking swamp thing. What are you? A river troll. And you look like a nightmare. He's got a net too. Razor net, defense mode, demolisher. He's all slippery. Does look slippery, doesn't he? Stinky too. Oh, that's even worse. I shouldn't even have clicked over here. What is this? A young caustic worm? We need the fire tome right away. Burn these things away. Expedited movement. Gross. Get me out of here. It's squidgy. And we'll deal with that thing with lightning soon. Let's have our scout come on away. So we get every single campaign, you'll start with both your army, and then depending on a number of soldiers, depending on which faction trait you did employ there, we got very lucky and got ourselves an extra defender. For our faction here, the defenders are a tier 2 unit, so you wouldn't get them until quite a bit later on. Ringworm, indeed. Welcome, Lip Pancake. Glad to see you. We'll grab our scout. Our scout actually is a fellow that's all a mystic projection. He's ethereal, so he can pass through walls, and he is not hindered by any kind of rain. So, mystic scouts are quite good. Grab ourselves a bit of mana to start there, and we'll come on up north. Bit of a knowledge stash. Someone left some scrolls in the mountain. Time for us to take advantage. Grab our army here. So what do we got? We've got these spell shields. Big brawler lads with the awesome looking maces. Got a stunning flash. They flash their opponents and that stuns them, fair enough. Got a shield wall, they've got star blades, and then the defense. These guys are pretty tanky. It'll be a very good wall for us. We can just throw spells around them, which will be awesome. Cleanse it with fire. We'll be over there soon to cleanse it with lightning, which is a close second. Soother as well. This unit looks awesome too. I need this helmet for my wall. We're gonna have a whole collection. Cosmic Blast. Got line of sight rules. I quite like the combat in this game. It's quite fun. We'll get into that in a moment too. Take a look at our arcane guards. Cast a look at spear. Just your pretty typical spear unit. They hold the line and give anyone a shank if they try to get too close with those. There's units that charge in, and these guys will stop them with their spears. It's kind of a rock, paper, scissors style combat for that. And our battle mage. Definitely want to keep these ladies out of combat, but they will be giving people the tickle fingers from a distance. Till their soul leaves their body. Business. They've all got the star blades, so they get stronger every spell we cast. Okay, well, I want to get into a fight pretty soon. It doesn't look like anyone's close enough, though. You are able to only have 6 units in a army, including your hero, or if you don't have a hero, you can just have 6 normal units. And then I believe you can have 3 stacks in a fight, so you can have 18 units. If you have anyone else nearby, they do just pile in on a secondary fight that happens afterwards. As far as our incomes, we've got gold and mana to start. We've also got research, which is your knowledge over here. The more research your knowledge you get, the faster you get your different researches. Which, speaking of earlier, you get your 3 from the tome you start. So since we start with the Tome of Evocation here, we get 3 out of this, just kind of randomly. And once we complete enough of these, we unlock a secondary tome to start working our way through it. We're going to go for warding. We're going to be pretty much 100% astral affinity the entire time here. All these other tomes do not quite fit what we're going for, except for maybe over here with Terramancy and the Golden Realm. These are quite good for production, but that's not really what we're doing here. We are a guild of mages. We can get up in here, some crazy ones. Or we can become one with the void. and drop down whole tornadoes of arcane. Cool stuff. We'll get caught up looking at it forever, though. So let's go on into the arcane research. And could we either get the summoning of a storm spirit or lightning blades? I like both. What do you think, chat? Spirits of the tornado, little tornado buddies, or enchantments? We have basically lightsabers. We do less physical damage, but more lightning. And we might tase fools. The pancakes likes the summoner? That's 1 vote for summoner. That's 2 votes for NATOs. That's all we need there. Tornadoes it is. Alright. Let's get these guys going. So we probably don't want to jump this group first. The number above them tells you exactly how many units are in the army. Doesn't exactly tell you how strong the army is. This number here gives you the overall strength of the army, and you can kind of take a look at each unit in there. So these are little angry moles. Demon moles. And a poison blast? That sounds nasty. You can kind of see what any kind of weaknesses and strength they might have and take a look at all of their different skills before you go into the fight with them. This hawk has a shock weakness. How unfortunate for you. Like, we mostly do shock damage. Let's get moving forward then. Come on across this bridge. We'll come on over to this pickup soon, too. I was going to use the scout to do so. We'll do mostly fighting with our wizard here. We don't really need to stay on the bridge. We'll just come right across. Oh, we have someone's borders right here. Come on over to our city of Astropolis, which... that could be better named. I shall not worry about it right now, though. What we can do is come on in to the city information here, and since we start with 2 Whispering Stones to start, we can hand 1 off to our city here, which will passively improve stability by 2 per turn, up to a maximum of 20. Pretty awesome. Just give us a passive boost to our stability, which lets us build more provincial improvements. Each one you do build after a certain point does start adding, I think it's a 5 or 10 stability penalty, so we do have to start balancing out eventually. If you aren't building any units, you will generate gold. If you aren't building any buildings, you will convert 25% of any of your production there, which you can see over on the corner, into gold. If you're not building any units, you convert that into food instead. Food is what is going to be growing our population. Out of those, you have your food, your production, and your draft, which does increase your population, increases how fast you build your buildings, and how fast you train units. Hey, Grex, what's up? How you doing? Things are going well for you. As for our actual resources there, then, we will have our gold, which will be used for building buildings and city structures. We can also use it to rush buildings as well. If we have enough gold, you can just kind of rush it on through for a lump sum. Speeds the workers on along. You'll gain mana used for casting spells and summoning units, and also upkeeping any units that are kind of magical based. So if you have guys that are, they are kind of, say, magic origin, they will cost mana instead of gold to upkeep. You'll get your knowledge, which is going to be using for research for those tomes. The more you have, the faster your research comes in. And then your Imperium is for unlocking or acquiring cities, speeding up empire development, such as attracting population, which basically instantly gives you said population by ignoring the build-up time there. And then lastly, I think you're able to use your empire development, which we'll have for 2 turns later. It's very, very similar to Civ. Just more stripped down on the empire building section and more about the fighting. Yes, the units do look amazing. I love the combat. We'll get into that pretty soon. This first turn here looks like most enemies are nowhere near us, so won't be doing much fighting. We will start with a Evocator's Abode. Evocators? The Evocator's Abode, giving us a bit of mana, draft, and production. So that's a pretty hefty bonus to all 3 of those things. These others are just going to be your basic knowledge, mana, food, and gold. 3 population to go for the Mage's Plaza. We'll go for that pretty soon, but for now we'll go for the Evocator's Abode. Speeding up our draft, our mana, and our production there. Our first recruitment is going to be another scout, so we can get out and start taking a look at everything out in the wild and grabbing as many of those pickups as we can. And I'm kind of tempted to go for the hurry it, but you know what, we'll save the gold for now. If we go for hurrying anything, it'll be this one, but not yet, once it costs a little bit less. Business. That's about all we can get up to. We have no overspells. This would be your spell panel. If you have any that you can cast kind of out on the map, you just select those here and they do their thing. That's about all we can get up to, though. We'll have our diplomatic overview once we do find our other rulers, but you do have the list and see how many are out there. One of these guys should be of good alignment, and the other one will be the one we're fighting against, which is the fire god, as aforementioned in the title. You can kind of see your ranking as well, which I'm at the end on all of them except for magic, because of course I am. See your free cities, and then all of the races that you've come into contact with. Which for now, all we have met is the guild. The best and only. Quest, you can kind of also take a look at all of the victory conditions you may have. We'll get through to that, because that will end the turn. Just a bit of a prettier civ. Agreed. A bit more polished. Mending the schism. You look friendly. A pact of vassalage formed with Eutopricalis. Y'all are gonna break me with these names. Following up on a long debate, one of the soothers from Astropolis approaches you, eager to speak. As you know, my Grand Seer, that's of course me, not all of us in the guild have the wisdom to follow your lead to Astropolis. Well, that's because you're foolish. Some become fearful of the magic the Elder Path passed on to you. Our Grand Seer, they stayed with Halo Calligrapher, name, found in Eutopricalis on their own. Will you seek out an ally with Eutopricalis to unite the guild? I shall secure their loyalty with the sword. Oh, you received a lot of draft. Okay, so you actually do get some benefit from being evil, but obviously that's not what we're going to do here. They chose their own path. No, we're going to go ahead and agree. We get some extra race relation when we do so, and then we will get a mystery bonus. We like quests. Sold. Alright then. Our turn approaches. Little sheep running around having a good time over here. Frolicking sheep. All of the different things you'll see out on the map do give you different items when annexed. So this gold vein here, when we annex it, we'll get a bit of gold, of course. The pastures give you a bit of food and so forth. Grab this knowledge. 46 isn't bad at all. Alright, have you come on back around. And come grab Zeus Mana Stash. Perfect, we get into our first fight here. Yeah, Eutopricalis is right here. Have they not met up with us then? Can we scoot forward a bit and meet them? That'll do. Oh, it's Balthazar. You meet Halo Calligrapher, who parted ways with the guild loyal to him as your tribe entered the Valley of Wonders. So we speak again, Space Wizard. Halo Calligraphy Fez says with a stern voice. No, is that right? Remember, we of Eutopricalis seek no quarrel. It was magic that caused the loss of our homeland. Magic that killed the elder of our tribe. When you took up the elder's tome, you asked for doom. We keep our distance. Evading all of magic will keep us safe. Did you do that dressed like Balthazar? Let us formally begin a diplomatic relationship, or we shall see what this means to the future of the guild. For now we part. Might as well be buddies. Here, have this whispering stone that's definitely not evil. Enjoy. Don't worry about the whispers. As this whispering stone does whisper, it will boost allegiance with these fellows here, which will unlock new diplomatic options for us. Opening up trade and other such things, including vassalage, and you can eventually make the city your own. Diplomatically. Ooh, a safe battle. My favorite kind. We're not going to do the auto combat. Auto combat is quite brutal. Will not lie. You do want to be like a blend of offensive and defensive. I haven't found the perfect mix here, but I'll do my best to kind of share with you what I have learned works, at least for now. Feel free to leave any tips that you have, but let's jump on into this combat. He's a weirdie. He just wears the golden mask to make sure he hides his burned face. Magic is dangerous after all. Yeah, magic is dangerous. We got some magically charged rocks. What do these things do? Is there a way to... There we go. Can only be damaged by units with Demolisher. It has 10 health, and then it is magically charged, so standing next to it gives you lightning damage. What if you destroyed it, does damage to all nearby units? That's pretty cool. And a viable strategy. So if you click on the enemy, you can see just how far they can move. Same thing with all of their resistances and abilities and such. No one can move too far, and you can see exactly where they can shoot as they move to. So very, very, very useful. Here's our army here. Got the wizard. We can turn the map as well. Very, very interesting style of combat here. I'm trying to think of exactly how we'll go ahead and describe it. It's a hex-based combat system where you'll click and you will move exactly where you want to go. So we'll just kind of demonstrate. You will right click to here. You'll move exactly where you want to go. You can basically will move around and find the best angles to attack the enemy from. You basically will right click when you get close enough, and that'll just initiate combat. If you are standing still when you fight, you actually will attack more often. So you kind of want to set up in a defensive position and let the enemy come on to you, or come on over to you. Not always the best way, but we'll go ahead and start this thing off. I'm still learning myself, so we may get a bit quiet while in combat as I focus through here. We'll bring these guys up to... They can shoot quite a ways, but we can shrug those off pretty well. So let's go ahead and come on up to this position here, on the other side of the rock. We'll kind of bring the other guys around behind so they can start blasting around on these hawks. Lots of mages, and as previously said, if you have the mages standing still, they shoot. They will fire their spells more often. Shoot 3 times instead of a single time. If you move first, you will only fire once. I'm going to bring myself very wide here. Being on the horse, I can move quite a bit more. Forward the pikemen up to this position. You can rotate them as well. If you get attacked from behind, it does count it as a flank. So it gives you, I don't know if it's double damage, a little bit more damage you get. We will see exactly the amount in a second because we will get some nice flanks off on these 2 units here. It's quite a bit easier to actually showcase. Yeah, I was about to move these guys up once more. Get a bit more aggressive with it. They have a shield wall they can throw down, so anyone around them does get some extra defenses. A bit more like that. You can see all the different abilities they have. So that shield wall, everything adjacent is going to get a bit more resistances and a defense. Defense being your physical's damage, resistance being anything that is not anything at all that is non-physical. And all of your adjacent friendly units are going to get 3 extra defense. So we'll drop into a shield wall. The little stance and Zeal effect will jump out. I'll just go into defense mode. Otherwise, defense mode will just give you a bit more defense, resistances, and become immune to flanking. Your mages will often have a warding, which will do kind of the same, but it'll give you resistances and a status resist as well. So you'll have a less chance of getting, if someone has like a daze or some kind of poison effect, it'll have a less chance of actually going in and heading and being applied to your unit. Same kind of thing, though. A little effect and a bit of a explosion there. I'll hang out right here and let them come on over to us. Their mage may attempt to cast some spells, but he should have a pretty low chance of doing a lot of damage. You have a lot of resistances here. Defense mode, and then we'll go ahead and end our first turn. Got full work, so as long as they're standing close together, they get more defenses. We will go ahead and start off the fight then, so I don't have to move too far. Hit them with the lightning, I don't think. Oh, no line of sight, how unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to start with some spells then. These guys are standing right next to each other. We'll hit them with a fulmination, so it's got a AoE there. You pick one square and it hits everything around it. We'll go ahead and hit these guys here. It's a 15 lightning damage and then a chance of becoming electrified, which will zap them later on. Enjoy. That activates the star blades on everyone. They all get a bit more damage. He's got lightning. No real reason to go in and look at all of them. I think most of them get extra lightning. That star blades is awesome. Push them forward now. We want to stay in a bit of a tight formation, but as long as we can move up and allow our mages to cast multiple times next turn. Every time you do attack a unit, as long as you're not going with a unit that has, we don't have any of them in our squad here, but there are some that have a charge effect, where you will attack an enemy unit and they are not able to retaliate. Most melee units, if you attack them first, they will hit you back at least once. There's all sorts of spells that allow you, or at least abilities that allow you to boost that and other sorts of things, but they don't have that, thankfully. None of our mages can really hit the enemy here. We'll go ahead and pull some of them forward and try to either sunder their armor or at least do some other negative effects to them. Push these guys here. Hit Zeal Hawks with the lightning damage as they have some weakness to it. You are incentivized to kind of take out units because as you take out each unit, they do one less attack or one less damage. These guys are round as well. Go ahead and hit the attack. Want to make sure we are able to finish them off. Mages are not quite as dangerous. Let's move forward a little bit here. Shoot over to finish off the Hawks. Let's see if you block the pikemen, they can't move through. 90% chance to hit is not great. You actually have a small chance to hit your own units if they're in the way, which would be a little bit amusing. Hey, how's it going, Common Sense Boy? How you doing? Things are going well. Starting off our first fight here. Gonna go for the 90% chance. Always lucky. Oh, they got grazed. So when you have a chance of grazing an opponent, which just does slightly less damage. So the Hawk, if they do try to move away, I believe they'll get attacked by the spell shield. We can go for just an attack on them and finish off the elves. What am I talking about? Hit him with the mace. Oh, we completely miss. The maze is gone. Or the Hawk's gone there. Charge in, hit him from behind. That counts as a flank there because they weren't actually turned around. Their little mole faces. Might be able to get a flank over here. I'll still no. We could if we stand right next to them, though, probably. If we're in their line of control, so we wouldn't be able to shoot. Here we wouldn't have line of sight, so let's go ahead and just blast some magical bolts at them. Not do much damage. Because as a caster unit, they usually have quite high resistances. That'll be your turn. Yeah, just a late night casual stream. Decided to play some Mage Wonders, have a good old time. Glad you managed to make it. Glad you made it on in. We will. I wanted the lightning him from there. We could use some mana, so every time you do cast spells in combat there, it uses your mana on the overworld map as well, so we use 6 of your overall mana from the mana pool. You do have a incentive to not just kind of blast spells out crazy without thinking about them. But we don't really need to use any more for this one. We can just kind of finish this poor fool off. So then we got a flank. We do extra damage. And we'll hit him twice. Finishing the poor mole off. Unlimited power. It took almost no damage at all. We'll take that win. And we gain a Dwarven Hammer. Gives us a charge strike. 20 damage per hex traveled, up to 3 hexes, so up to, what, 60% more damage. Cancels defense mode and retaliation attack, so that's what I was talking about earlier. You have the charge strike, where you'll rush in and hit them, and they aren't able to hit you back. And this hammer is strong enough it pushes them back a hex. Bet you can combine that with some interesting stuff. Putting in hazards and things on the map. Nice little dose of magic as well, we'll take that. Yeah. We won't grab the hammer though, we want to keep casting spells with our lightning. Let's keep training up on these tier, or these 2-person armies. So this one has a warlock and a lightbringer. What is this? What unholy creation is this monstrosity? It's faithful. Are you sure about that? Spirit Bolt's got all sorts of magic capabilities. Got a weakness to frost and a weakness to blight. And we can try to bring it down. We've got some pretty dangerous units ourselves. This thing's got the caustic worms. We'll be over here to stamp you worms out soon, don't you worry. Alright, the Evoker's Abode is going down in price to rush, and I think we will go ahead and buy this now. We'll be able to make some more gold later on. We'll spend some to hurry up our overall production, draft, and production. production twice. That's fine with me. Next, we'll grab ourselves... I think we want a library to make sure we're going through our vendor knowledge a little bit faster there. More research is always more better. 2 turns will have the Mystic Protection. That'll be great. Great as well. Got some orders for ourselves. We'll come on over and try to bring down this Warlock. Underneath the Warlock is one of the magical items. So across the map are these magic materials that each of them you can only gain. You only have to have one of them to actually activate the ability. And you can't stack the ability, you just get more of them in case you lose one. Each of them, you've got ores, liquids, and plants. And each of them do different nice faction-wide buffs. So you've got the Arcanium ore, which is going to make your furry recruitment option for your units 25% cheaper. Focus crystals will give your units more experience per turn. Come on down to the liquids, these are usually for your magics. It gives you more combat casting, more world casting, or more research spells. The researching spells rather cost a little bit less knowledge. Ace berries are more for your overall building of your cities, so founding, migrating, and absorbing cities takes 2 less turns, which is incredible, because it normally takes about 4 to 6 turns? 4 to 6 turns, so 4 at the very least. Silver Tongue Fruit makes your Whispering Stones a bit stronger, and then the Rainbow Clover, which is awesome. Gets you extra relations with free cities and rulers. They'll have really good things, but that's only if you actually are able to annex them into your cities with your population. Once we get 1 population, we'll be able to annex one of these provinces nearby and build a certain improvement on it. Now, though, there's not much else we can do, so we end the turn. Turns are very, very quick, and we can come on in and jump this next army. Gives us a safe battle, combat, enchantment. Each 2 turns, one of the defending units has a 90% chance to become distracted. All units, or all attacks targeting this unit are flanking attacks. That's unfortunate. What can you guys do? Convert. 60% chance of making the target non-hero become mind-controlled. Oh my. Mind controlling sounds bad. This guy can eat corpses. That sounds great. Probably shouldn't do that. The best way to lose friends. First, make a weakened, sundering defense and resistances. Alright, a nasty army. Auto Resolve says we would have a pretty easy battle there, so let's prove them wrong. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it a lot. Very, very different from Total War, but as I say, I think I described it previously, it's quite a bit like Civ, just with a kind of hex turn-based combat, so I like it a lot. Had a good time so far. These weird flowers give different effects. Doesn't appear like it. We just have the distracting whispers. That's quite annoying. We'll pull ourselves very far to the flank, our hero there. Push the pikeman up. Form a wall there. Hit us with some spirit attacks. We do shrug those off pretty well. Go backwards, that's fine. Wanted to actually get the buff on both of them, but we'll have to suffice with what we've got for now. Pull you to here. As long as you're standing next to our Soother, they should get lots of extra resistances. Trees here will give them a bit of, or I guess these bushes here will give us a bit of obscuring. So we are harder to hit with ranged attacks and have a bit more health too. I think the trees give you, the same amount of obscurement. Interesting. You only get to cast your spells on the second turn there, so you don't get to spam things, at least from the start. You get to change that later on, though. Oh yeah, all our units, we'll put them in guard mode. Defense for everyone. You guys throw yourself into shield wall. And then, yep, same thing here. Wonder what Lightbringers taste like. I think they taste like licorice. Look at these guys. Like really, really bitter licorice. We hit the Warlock. He is out of range. Needs to get in range. spell shield is... I'd like to be able to hit them with the triple attacks. These are both tier 2 units, so they've got a little bit more resistances and health than our piddly tier 1s back here. We have the numbers, though.
Huh?
Move up to here, we'll go ahead and hit them with some spells from our casting pool. Go for the, not the Cosmic Ablation, but the Fulmination there. Hit both of them. Try to electrocute one of them. Yeah, get tased. The Star Blades activate. Too bad that doesn't actually have an effect. That'd be pretty incredible. Got a little tinged blue. As they are warlocks, they don't think they actually fight back, so we can rush in and kind of... That's pretty great. They're casters, so we can just rush them down.
Huh?
It's under resistances, so they are primed. Oh, I should have hit his attacks first. We'll remember that going forward. He primes them for the mages. Dogpile this guy here. Notice we showed no corpse eating for you today, sir. I don't want to drop down the warding, so we can try to keep everyone from getting mind controlled. Push them forward, and not use them, have them use their attacks. The Arcanists can come up and just blast some spells at the Warlocks. We're going to completely ignore the Lightbringers, probably to everyone's detriment. Zap. More unlimited power, please. And give him the old 1-2. Oscillate. Hit everyone else with some warding. And that should keep us relatively safe. Awesome. We can come on around to this obscuring foliage and get someone with the old lightning from behind. We do not hit very hard yet. I cannot... Listen, if you like black licorice, power to you. I cannot stand it. Yes, indeed, the lightning animation is pretty awesome. I love it. But as I said, as you're standing still, see if we can prime him up first. Oh. There we go, prime. And one of the big beasties falls. We can get the final blow with our Lord here. I think that gives him the most experience. Let me know if that's actually how that works. We'll go ahead and just hit him with some lightning. Don't need to cast any more spells and waste the mana. Shock the big licorice lizards. It is somehow faithful to the dark gods of sharks. Take rid of these fools here. Nice victory. We didn't take any damage there either. Got some, looks like medals. One more medal that Chewbacca has. We'll bring you on over. Not the province. The province can't move. That'd be terrifying. Just gets up and starts walking. I wouldn't be surprised. This is going to be one of the silver tongue fruits. When we are able to actually come on over here and annex that, we would get access to a bit more Whispering Stone strength. Awesome. I really like that this little scroll that opens up. Chanting bloom that upon consumption encourages cooperation. Surely it's not illegal. Okay then. Our wizard has been undefeated so far. Let's continue the trend. We got to stamp out this nasty worm infection. Look at these things. Ugh. With lightning. Torture for your taste buds. Listen, I'm not gonna hate on you for enjoying it. I just think it tastes like licking a tire. These things are almost even worse on the battle map. Ugh, and this poor fella here, he looks like the bad guys in the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie. I don't even remember what those monsters are called, but you never forget them as a child. Those things are terrifying. You are a skirmisher unit. How far can you throw that net? 4 tiles away. It always hits. You with the accuracy.
Yeah.
Let's go up the side of this. This is an awesome looking map too here. We've had some pretty unique ones. Got ourselves a little windmill off to the side as the... Trying to figure out how we control the camera here. It's opposite from what you think. Q goes this direction and E goes the other. Oh, it's confusing. Yeah, but we got our little trees that were coming out of. We're raiding the village of the trolls and the worms. They were just minding their business.
Uh-huh.
I will bring the spearmen, well, the spearmen and the shields right next to each other so they can kind of shield wall up. Buddy. 3, 4. Pull back to about here. I wouldn't be able to throw stuff at them. We may send one of the other mages wide. I kind of want to... Yeah, we'll send one of the other mages very wide there. What's up? River Troll is what happens when you consume black licorice. See? I'm gonna break. That's exactly true is what that is.
Uh-huh.
Let's activate everyone's defenses and see what the monstrosities get up to then. And it's our turn. Okay. Listen, worms, why are you all jumping the boss here?
Huh?
Okay, so interesting. They are... That is a nasty retaliation coming to that worm. Some blight damage. We are able to block their charges, though. Gross. Let's at least get everyone's star blades activated. Good old lightning shock. Yeah. Get wrecked, fools. All 3 of them are electrified. Awesome. I believe that means they take some amount of damage every turn. Where can I see your status effects? Besides right here. Let me see what it does. Turns out I'm a fool. Such is the way, then. How far can you guys move? Far enough to hit our mage and the shield wall. Man, I do not like that at all. We're going to take some damage on our spearmen here. I think such is going to be the way. Let's move up and... hit this worm more or the other one. Questions I've never had to ask myself. Let's go here, and we'll decide after. We may have the sword guys actually swing on the worms. They take a little bit less damage. We do want to focus fire down one of them, though. They are blocked in by our shields now, perfect. Don't have to worry about them coming on out and attacking our others. He can throw his net, which could be a problem, but we'll deal with it when it comes to that. I'm going to stand still here and hit them with all 3 magical bolts, but after we do some damage... Resistances have already been sundered there, perfect. We've already got them primed. Almost finish him off in 1 hit. Go for it. 1 worm zap. 2. 1 per. Love to see it. Alright, we'll bring you on forward. Want to make sure no one else can get jumped by these worms. What kind of spells do you have? Charge? I think that's just your normal attack. Great. You can move right in behind then, or not, because that's the only way you get attacked. That's how you get jumped by a worm. Hit this one, you kill it. If not, you might hit one of your buddies. Let's fire on this other worm here. Ooh, you hit. Nice shot. You can go for the kill here at the 70%. No whammies. Oh, they just grazed him. They just grazed him. Alright, then we'll go for the kill. Battle Sector vibes. Actually, I haven't played Battle Sector myself. But it gives me a combination of like a 3D Banner Saga and Sith vibes. I'm a bit of a nub when it comes to some of these games, so we will go ahead and move to the next turn here. I thought I already gave you your attack orders. Turned out I didn't. Give him the shiv. Sundered, we took some damage back. We can do some healing with this guy, but it is a temporary heal that's only for the turn. It's very strong, though. Oh, there's the net. Oh, that's some damage. She have the worms, but they're gonna go ahead and jump our poor spearman. Slaying a man. Alright, that was Timbo.
Yeah.
Big mistake. He was my favorite. Justice for Timbo. We're gonna go all the way out to the side. Huge flanks. We get more damage if we cast spells, but I'm gonna go ahead and save some of our mana here. We should be able to handle this one. Standing here, we can blast this one 3 times. Your resistance is not enough. Let's go for the heals on you. All the free jelly beans. People just hand them out, that's fair. But how many people are buying them on purpose? That's my question. Could possibly get another flank over here. We're running up on this poor troll. There yourself, sir. They actually still get the retaliation off on that one. These guys don't get the retaliate. Okay, get them with these guys then. Club the fools. Perfect. Spearmen, come on up and see if you can't. Oh, did they already use their attack?
Huh?
Oh, they've been netted down, so they can't move. That makes sense.
Huh?
Alright, let's go for the flank then. Zap. Flank. Wet removed. I would say so. Yeah, double zap off. Perfect. Hopefully the troll's nice and weakened now, so he shouldn't take... Oh, he's got the obscuring from his foliage there. You dastardly fella. The independents are moving. Get smacked back, you fool. Quit, that hurts. Stop it. Go ahead and let the lad there finish him off. Emperor Palpatine cackles and the licorice monster falls. They come with all the flavors. Fair enough. If you like the black ones, then you're getting exactly what you asked for. Well, that's a lot of gross licorice. We will go ahead and close that one on down. And you can retry any battle as many times as you want, so if you auto-resolve it and you don't get a result you want, you can just hit the retry button and go in there and fight it yourself. And a Ring of Regeneration heals 10% each turn. That's really strong for a Berserker. Good for us, too. Heals extra 10 at the start of our turn, too. Yep, get the reward. And then to equip that, we'll click on our hero here, and then right-click to go into our screen. Grab this Ring of Regeneration, add it right on in. You get 1 ring, 3 items. Then you can have a right-handed and left-handed item or weapon. Since we have a orb, we can only have 1 though. You'll have this hammer. You can run around and start bonking fools. The bonkiest of bonk warlocks. It's quite the hammer. We'll take our Zap Orb back out though. Level up indeed, Limp Pancake, it's time. So you can go for either warfare skills, which are basically just you're buffing your basic either archery, defense, melee, lightning weapons, which yes, and then sprint, which allows you to kind of move around further. For it's like an ability you get every 3 turns. You can move 8 more, gets you slippery, elusive, and swift. Just kind of allows you to get out of a fight that you really need to, or move into an area that you really want to. We are going to go for one of these magic spells, though, for the magic skills. Power Lightning Evoker. Lightning Evoker sounds awesome. And then you get your support skills too, so you can get more skills for everyone in your army there. +2 each turn. Get a ability that lets you heal. True Sight lets you see invisible units in the vision range, and then Vigor just gives you a bit more health. We are, of course, going to make our magic abilities better here. Channel Power gives magical attacks a 80% increase in damage. Or do we want the Lightning Evoker? Thunder resistances and electrified? That's boring. We don't need more resistances. We either get Star Blades, we do more damage, or a Lightning Evoker. What say you? Starblaze is the best sounding. It's got the best name by far, but the Lightning Evoker gives us a little combat bomb. Channel Power is pretty good too, so of these three, Chad, what do you think? Starblaze, Channel Power, or the Evoker? What does our wizard need next? Dodge better, survive hits, do more lightning. See, there you go. Lightning sounds good. Make lightning stronger with Channel Power. Make hands lightning so hands are rated E for absolutely everyone. Looks like we might have lost the stream. Can y'all hear me? I see a bit of buffering. That would make me sad. Oh no. Oh no, we're back. Perfect. Just on my side, things were being a bit wonky. Can't go wrong. See, that's the problem. That's why I'm the indecision's hitting so hard. Let's go for the channeling of power. In my previous one, I just went for the Starblades right away, which is a really pretty solid one. But let's go for channeling power. Our spells will be 80% stronger for the next turn there. All right.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bud? What happened to your horse? That's better. You're sitting there flexing for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we need to make vassals with these fools and then build ourselves a farm. We are moving right along. We can use some of our Imperium here to attract some population immediately, which will allow us to build a farm on in. Alternatively, we could grab the gain 20% or 20 more combat casting and world casting. That's not that useful. Instead, we attract population. Welcome to settlers. We'll go ahead and drop in the farm here on the iron deposit so we can get a bit more production, and then you get the farm as well. And because there's a river here, we get even more food. Get a nice group of both food and production. Either way, we can get a mine or a forester. Which will give us more production, less food. Like a nice even spread there. Plus it completes our quest. A new dawn aftermath. You have tamed the land around Astropolis and invoked a spirit of optimism and adventure in your people. They are staging a play that retells the story of how you led the guild to safety. From the death of the Elder to the inherited tome, the schism with the Halo Cartographer, and eventually the founding of Astropolis in the Valley of Wonders. The play in your honor will conclude with a promise for the future. How do you wish it to end? It ends with a treasury worthy of kings gaining 39 gold a turn for 6 turns. I thought that was just 39 gold once. I was about to say, well, that doesn't sound great at all. Last scene plays on the bountiful fields, giving us 234 food, getting us an immediate 1 population. Extra draft, granting the instant finish of the Mystic, which we don't really need that. Or the Scholars, sitting in their high halls. This seems to be pretty obvious. I didn't even have to make a choice there. Lesser Storm Spirits shall soon be here soon. Welcome, little NATO buddies. New Empire Development skill, that's just the casting reserves. And in fact, since we do have the Imperium, do we need the extra world casting points? Not yet. We can save Imperium for now. Increasing population has been very useful so far. We can speed along our library. We can, for 208, that's just a bit more gold than I'm willing to spend. We'll next go for our Town Hall Tier 2, the Mage's Plaza, which gives us more province annex range, more gold, and then the special province improvements. Also unlocks ourselves some soothers and spell shields to summon on in. Sounds good to me. It'll be all our gold, though. We will want to get our next improvement up here towards this gold mine to start kind of leveling out our gold income. And you... Looks like we've got kind of another faction over here, or an infestation. Start working over here to start clearing out that infestation then. Oh my. A jelly monster. Oh, Nexus, what mechanic are you talking about? What mechanic you enjoy in there? For a brief while, your people had found respite in the Valley of Wonders. Now panic shouts start to echo in the streets. I mean, yeah, it would make sense. Doom is upon us. Monsters from beyond. Your scouts arrived shortly after the uproar. Creatures from the astral sea have been sighted near the city. It is the primal source of arcane powers. Ah, I see. It was like the warp. Your fear of the guild quickly leads to doubt. Was Halo Calligrapher right? Have your magic powers attracted creatures from afar? Well, even if they have, we just got to give them a clap and they'll leave. Protect your people and restore your faith in your rule. You must seek out the astral sea monsters near Astropolis. No doubt. Hands out some knowledge and a history report. These otherworldly horrors will find the guild and no easy prey. Looks like we have no choice there. Oh, there they are. They're behind us. Bring it on, astral monsters. We have to fight a wisp, which has some cosmic bolts. That's pretty nasty. Got a split of lightning, fire, and what is that last one? Frost? Oh, they're little like elemental bugs. Gross. Then the jelly monsters. The demons from beyond. Get the flamer. The heavy flamer. Yeah, we'll use lightning. Flamers will come on it at some point. They do have a shock weakness though, which is very nice. Astral Torrent. When they die, friendly units heal. Okay. Astral Membrane. Melee attackers have a 30% chance of becoming stunned. That sounds awful. And pass through. They can move through objects. Yeah, you are going to be applied a hefty dose of lightning. We can also go into our overworld spells here. We have 40 casting points. Let's see now if we increase this by 20, do we get to immediately summon that unit in? The answer is probably. 60 and 60 now? Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll summon them in right next to, welcome our first NATO brother. Next to this demon monster here. Right there works. Oh, look at him. Little fella, isn't he? Just a wee little fella. He's got a frost weakness. Not very good resistances either. Not much health. It's quite squishy, but it's meant to charge in there and do as much damage as possible. It's got a wind barrier, so it's 60% harder to hit by physical, ranged, and magical attacks. So he's got pretty good at blocking ranged attacks. Good to know. When he evolves, too. So as this guy gives more experience and he gets to the next rank, which here that shows us a champion, yeah, it will evolve into a much bigger, much scarier unit, into a storm spirit. I see this unit here, heavy charge strike, and then the shocking phase teleports to a hex and deals damage. You get the blink step. He does indeed have Zinch eyes. As many eyes as they can stick in as possible. Yeah, hefty dose of lightning applied, even with this, especially with this new Storm Spirit. You go get into some extra magic for the upcoming battle, then come on around the corner and grab this wispy thing here. Inside the infestation, you'll see if the unit has a. So these guys have either a gold. Gold just means they're not going to move. Usually they might. Oh, take that back. Gold just means they're a less enemy. The ones that just have the black banner with a skull, those guys are standing usually in one spot. They'll be stationary and they will not initiate combat. Inside the infestation, they'll have a red skull and they can move around and initiate combat wherever they want. So they can actually chase down and kill your scouts if you're not careful. Speaking of, our secondary scout has come on out. Get over there, buddy. Start hopping along. He just hops along the ground. That's one way to move. Let's wait before the town hall becomes tier 2. We'll let this thing produce some food. All of our draft. We have a pretty powerful army, and I don't see anyone nearby that's really threatening us. We'll throw in some armies if we really need them up close, for when things get hairy. We have an extra population though, so we'll come on up north here and throw in. I'm kind of tempted to go for another farm for more population. We have pastures over here that'd be great for the quarry, so we'll go for a farm here. We'll get a quarry here, so we'll get the combination of extra production and food from those little sheebies. Let's fight off with the beastie here. As you approach the creatures from the astral sea, their horrific nature becomes fully revealed. It already was it not? Haunting eyes gaze from disturbingly flowing limbs. An eerie quiet surrounds the monsters while the air around them crackles with magically charged strokes. It is clear the astral siphoner is striking fear into the hearts of your soldiers. What do you do? What do we do? Fearsome or not, they must die, and our attackers are discouraged. We remind them of the grandeur and bravery of their forefathers, or get them to banish the magical creatures. Monsters flee through the astral breach. You lose astral affinity if you fail, and your attackers will be discouraged. Do we risk it? This could be quite dangerous. Channeling our magical prowess to banish these Tzeentchian monstrosities? Or do we just remind them of the bravery of their forefathers because we have enough Imperium? We risk it and completely ignore the battle. I think we don't even have to fight them. Or do we just charge on in there with encourage attackers and a little bit less Imperium? We're not fleeing, that's weakness. Gamba. Gamba, Gamba. B9. Oh, no! Well, we get attacked, and we are discouraged, so all of our units have less morale. Punished hard. Let's get them. Yeah, we got jacked. That's okay, we'll play very defensive here to try to counteract our morale hits. Because luckily they still are in neutral morale, so shouldn't be any actual effects unless we start taking some damage. Start this battle off. Look at this demon move too. Luckily he's not a ranged unit, so we'll keep that in mind. I kind of want to pull them around to this center location. Where's my spearman at? Take the foliage there because you actually will have some. Oh, it's magically charged. Take it back. Storm spirits. It's awesome. Look at them. Hey, little buddies. You're gonna help me by punching people with lightning. As soon as I figure out this map here and stop giving people motion sickness, self included. Move the demons on around. Mages. Push you forward. We'll give the either the spearman. Give the spearman a heal. Well, heals both. Awesome. Reading is important. Oh, you attack. 10% chance to hit. That's perfect. Have you roll with the storm spirits. Jump into guard mode. Guard mode. Guard mode. And turn. Okay, demons are moving up. Looks like once again they're going to go after our lord there. I don't have to move very far forward at all to hit them. We've got a 100% chance to hit. Perfect. Let's go for another fulmination here. Because it does hit multiple units and tries to electrify them, which will take damage next turn. Zap. Awesome. It is getting late. I'll catch you later too there, Common Sense Boy. Glad you made it on in. Thanks for stopping by. The retaliation's nasty. We're going to sit up and wait for them to come on over to us. Let them start the fight. They have to move to us, and they'll only get one attack, so we'll... Okay, so units, that's a pretty good ability. Stunning Flash. Stay here. You can come to us. We have no real reason to move. So we can have him rush up in and punch this creature in the face. Kinda want to. We'll stay back though, since it does have a really, really good dodge. We'll just turn so that we're facing them so we don't get flanked very easily. And then we'll rush over and punch them in the back of the head here in a moment. Alright, there's the turn. Stab. Oh, the damage. My poor pikemen. You leave them alone. You're definitely going to want to go for, I think, Cosmic Ablation on this fella here just to give him some extra damage. Cast some spells where is. Get him. Starblade's active. I do this without moving. They did a very good job of moving just outside of my line of sight. The magically charged here. Can't quite hit them. We can at least slay these fellas in the back here, so rest in peace, flies. This patient hunter does get the prey. You're absolutely correct. You kind of wait until you can get the proper strike on him. Definitely have here. Nice charge strike. Punch those bugs right in the back of the head. He has been stunned though by the astral membrane, which does suck. We'll work through it. Hit it with a double tap. Can't quite heal how many turns before we're able to. One more turn. So instead we just go for the magic blast. We get just one hit. 70% chance to hit kind of no matter where we go there. We'll try to weaken their resistances then. They've got that weakness to lightning. Let's see if we can go all the way around behind them and get a flank. This opens some of our other units up to getting attacked, but if we can get... Oh, interesting. They do less damage on the flank. That I wasn't expecting. Maybe we go for the stun instead. 60% chance of being stunned. 12 physical damage or more of the in-between. Let's try to go for the stun there, because we want to try to keep our pikemen alive. Use the ability, please. You have to turn. Use the ability. What is going on? Stunning flash and hit him. Oh, you've used it on your... I see. It's all around you. Or the melee attack where we can get possibility of thunder resistance. Let's try to get the stun. Oh, they resisted it. Fair enough. Good old purple lightning. And that should finish them off as soon as we can get an actual 100% chance to hit. Get out of here, you beastie. Ah, that's what I eat. Back to the void from whence you came. Upgrades all around. Awesome. We will not retry that. We won't go better than that way. Hunters from Beyond. The Breach of the Mana Hub mode, or node, hums like an arcane echo as the raw magic of the astral sea returns to resonate with its astral flows. We have lost some of our magic capabilities for nothing. Inspired by the moment you feel empowered, capable of conjuring an object from the astral sea yourself. Awesome, we get some knowledge. Then we can summon a magical artifact, the Ring of Concealment. This unit cannot be seen on the world map, so you could just give yourself the Ring of Power. Blink on out of existence, draw on a large magic crystal, or conjure a magical companion. Well, of course we're going to get ourselves a new buddy. Welcome, Gargoyle. The Army of Space. What are you? What do you do? One other charging unit. And he turns the stone, ends his turn, and goes into defense mode with the following effects. Stone Skin. A whole bunch of extra defense, but loses Spirit Resist, which is cool. Heals a bit, can't retaliate, and ends its zone of control. Use the flanking. Okay, so you just kind of wait a turn, do some healing, and tank out. Interesting. Definitely have them combine army with, well, I'm trying to let them combine army up with the Storm Spirit here. Awesome. Now we can start working on start clearing out these other infestations. Well, this is the infestation over here, so we'll get over back to this in a moment. Since these guys do have just Black Banner with Skull, they don't move anywhere, and they won't attack me at all. We don't have to worry about it. Evil presence lurks in the land. We'll deal with it. Don't you worry. complete. Select our next one. Go for the Scroll of Attunement. Giving non-mystic units Starblades, so that would give, I think, the Storm Spirit as well as the Gargoyle Starblades. I think the Storm Spirit might have, we'll have to take a look. Or we can go for a Lightning Torrent, which would allow us to electrocute the absolute hell out of someone. Lightning Focus. Makes all of our enchanted units do more lightning damage, and I think that's for battle mages and support units. So more lightning and having a base chance of tasing someone. Let's go for the lightning focus. It'll only take a single turn there. That's pretty awesome. Are there dinosaurs? I have not come across any, but I would not doubt it. I know they already have plans for an expansion with dragons, but I have not met any dinosaurs as of yet. Again, I wouldn't doubt it though, not one bit. We are kind of exploring this. Like I've only played through the first and part of the second story realm, so I have not gotten too far into the game. Been quite enjoying myself thus far though. Let's go ahead and use a bit more of our Imperium to attract some more population. I think. While grabbing this other farm would be real nice. I think the research post would be even better. The river would give us even more from the farm there, but research. Does this make the free city mad at us? Yeah, that might be a problem. They'll get over it. Won't get over it. It'll make them mad. Okay, later on then. Later on. We'll go ahead and grab this quarry then. Someday, once we've made better allies with this city here, we can go ahead and build wherever we want. For now, we wait. We'll play by the rules this time. Summon in another Lesser Storm Spirit. It'll take one more turn, and we'll end this said turn. Oh, hello there, Sundrin. Ever since you have arrived in the Valley of Wonders, lucid visions have appeared in your mind's eye. Now a purposeful-looking elven lady comes into focus. Salutations, Space Wizard. I am Sundrin of House Enoch. Or Eniok. My people have guarded this valley throughout the ages. For better or for worse, its fate is connected to our own. You've been doing terrible, then. We have been watching you for some time. Other powerful Godir have noticed your arrival, too. Your essence emanates conflict, but also great potential. Do I emanate conflict, or are you projecting that? Listen to what I have to say, and you and your guild may avoid meeting your end here. Oh, they're gonna throw hands. So what is your faction about there, good guys? We have a less... Why don't they like us? Is it because we're neutral? Okay, they don't like us to start, but they are good guy factions. We shall listen. They would like us to explore the Tower of Destinies. The pyromancer Yaka has broken free and returned to Athla. His gaze is set on the Valley of Wonders, which is said wonder that we need to go. I guess this is where we're at. We need to go clear out this certain wonder in order to complete this quest. He is building up his infernal strengths and will not tolerate competition, especially from a fledgling mage like you. You must embrace the spark of magic that is awoken inside of you. Seek out the powers of the nearby Tower of Destinies before Yaka does. If you don't, Yaka will burn your summons to the ground. I've not met this ruler yet. He's probably incredibly ugly. Sundrin advises you to explore the nearby Tower of Destinies and use his power to ward off Yaka. We'll get some mana and a mystery box. Your advice is an insult to my rule. No, you have my gratitude. Gratitude. Oh, interesting. They went out and cleared it themselves. Oh, you can handle it. No problem, then. We'll come on over here and deal with this infestation. You can handle that. Keep them nearby, because as long as they're in this certain radius, they should be able to reinforce. We've got some more mana crystals down there in the south. More research. Nice. We'll have our other scout here. Come on up into the woods. Come on into the woods. We haven't met Yaki yet, and that's probably for better. If we pull up to the full map, we are up in the top. He's probably either down here or in the bottom corner. For the first story bits, they usually don't put you right next to the enemy, just to make things a little less daunting for a new player. Get attract some more lads, or we could wait and grab the Astral Inspiration. Whenever a new research skill is researched, knowledge cost of another random skill is reduced by 25%. That sounds great. We'll mark all as seen, and we'll use that one instead of attracting attention just yet. We'll focus more on making our magic capabilities even better. Trading is enabled, and we can trade magic materials. Sweet. Over time, like I said, you will gain allegiance with them, and that has gained us for our next one. We can trade with them. Grab a silver tongue fruit, more mana, or some food for a couple turns. Let's grab the silver tongue fruit, which will allow us to actually get more allegiance from our whispering stones. It'll just cost 10 gold a turn. Dropping us down to gaining 71. Summon in our Lesser Storm Spirit as well. Awesome. I choose here. Whole squad of bruisers. 2 bannermen and a scout. We could actually probably deal with that pretty easily. Let's come on over. Oh, they can't move because we have already moved this turn, but because of course. Our next research will start chanting the lads with lightning damage. Lightning damage it is, into the woods. Yeah, we probably should have put it down further. I'm learning. Okay, so do we want lightning blades or a better mage here? This guy gets some electrifying arc. He's got the lightning bolts, which are just kind of a basic attack, and then electrifying arc, which will target 2 enemy units and 2 others within 3 hexes. So the guys within the infestations, are they able to move outside of their little realm of arc, or are they stuck inside there? Mock's gonna come in and yell at me. Donkey fat cat. What's up, girl? We're streaming. You gotta leave for a moment. So I shall leave you all with this decision for a moment. I'm gonna go jump up and grab some water just real quick. Do we want lightning blades, or do we want to go for the evoker there for another combat mage? Another Tier 2 combat mage, or we could enchant all of our physical units, all of our frontline lads, with a bit of melee attack lightning damage, or extra lightning damage, and dropping their physical. And what I will go ahead and do after giving you all of that option is I'm going to jump into the be right back screen for a moment, and I will catch you all in about 3 minutes. Oh no, you're all good. I'm just trying to make sure criticism isn't a problem either. I'm happy to learn, since I don't know enough about the game. I just want to make sure I am doing as best as I can, and I'm always improving. So, you know something I don't, feel free to shout it on out, and I'm not gonna ever be offended by it. Lock them. Oh, I see. So you could shuffle the research, keep one you want. Interesting. I think these three are fine for now. This will probably be better on when you have a whole bunch of books available and you're just wanting to get something specific. So once more, the evoker or the lightning blades. And I'm going to jump in and be right back, grab some water, go to the bathroom maybe, and I'm back. Catch you in a moment. Alright, we're back. Hopefully you all got your snacks all situated. I did not have any this time. That day. Alright. So, Lip Pancake, you think the Evokers will be a good choice? I think you might be right. They've got our typical amount of movement. They are a tier 2 research. They're going to cost about 240 of our knowledge points there. As far as how long the stream will probably keep going, I'm having a real good time here, so we'll probably keep going. I plan on making it less than a 3-hour normal stream, but we'll probably keep going for another hour and a half, maybe even. We'll see how things roll, how many of y'all are still hanging around. Got 8 people in now is a good number. Happy to have you all in. Thanks for stopping by. Had a good time hanging out. And some Age of Wonders here. Trying out the guild. I did notice that we are a little bit, the latency is a bit high here, so we will give it a bit before I make the decision between Evoker and Lightning Blades. Both are awesome choices. Lightsabers or Magical Monk monstrosities. Yeah, for sure. It's incredibly fun. And it's unlike recording, I get to sit here and interact with y'all while we do it instead of me talking to myself the whole time. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go for the Evokers then, with more battle mages on the way. Let's get working over here towards this brigand camp then. We gotta clear out these banditos. No banditos on our watch. Not in glorious Astropolis. What can we cast here? With this Storm Spirit. Oh, is this thing just we have a new one? Yeah, let's go for the lightning focus. Get our mages a bit more adept in battle there. The enchantment. Oh, we won't. We will go ahead and cancel that. Enchantments, once you do cast them, they are active all the time, and you actually have to pay an upkeep on it per turn. So we actually, since we have so many magical units, we may need to start working on our mana buildings before actually activating this enchantment. Otherwise, we'll be probably taking a hit to our overall mana production there. It's already having some negatives. Let the library go on in, and then we'll do want to let the town plaza work too. May go ahead and rush this for just 42 gold. And by May, we absolutely will. And then we'll come on in and grab the shrine as well here for fixing some of our mana gains. We will have lots of magical units. We want to make sure we can actually afford them. Silver Tongue Fruit acquired. Of course it has been. And there's our turn. Order received. I'm used to the Total War times. I can't lie. It's quite a bit faster here. And we attack this unit and bring them both in. So everyone inside, I don't know if it shows the exact area of effect that your units have, but within a certain distance, you will reinforce those armies, so you can kind of move, and they will enter battle at the same time every time, so you don't have to worry about them having to reinforce in a certain amount of turns. Can't quite hit them this turn, though. That's fine. We'll move over this way. We'll allow our actual wizard to come hit this army afterwards. These guys don't matter if they actually... Well, I want them to evolve, so take it back. Met Sundred, finally. She's down here in this corner. The AI does spread out as fast as they can. I'm still not quite as adept at founding new cities as they are. They found them so quickly. What's up this way? Magical box of nothing? Sounds about right. Keep exploring on this direction. We've got a smoldering keep over here. This would give us... This is one of our wonders here. It's basically a dungeon. You go through, you have either a battle or a kind of event. Sometimes you can avoid the battle altogether. If you have a certain, it gives you kind of a role depending on your culture and different stats that your heroes have. But when you annex them, you have to clear them first. But when you annex them into your cities, you want to build cities nearby, you get certain buffs depending. And then a unique buff as well. So extra fortification per quarry in the city. Fortification health is how long the city will last in case of a siege. Haven't had too many sieges, so we'll hopefully get to fight some here. And then on our Rally of Lieges, which is this thing here, once we actually have units that can go into this, basically it adds these guys to almost like the allegiance system from Total War, where you can basically buy every so... It's set on a number of turns, where every I think it's 5 turns or so, you're able to purchase with gold some of your allies' units. Allies or any units that you have gained through wonders. So this would give us a Brewer Ogre, which is a pretty good unit there, but has a keg with him. Then the Butcher Ogre, which actually has an option to immediately insta-kill a unit. Possibly. Which is pretty scary, as you can expect. Always works out for the enemy. You also get some gold and a mystery bonus, so you want to clear these out, but they are quite dangerous. The danger of them is scaled upon the skulls here. Bronze being the easiest, silver, and then gold. And also the rewards you get scale as well. As you would expect. You do want to clear them as fast as you can, because the AI is going to be sprinting around trying to do the same. And as previously said, they put out cities so fast that you have to really move. There's a Slitherer's Den over here, the Ancient Wonder, giving us the Storm Scale Serpent, which is statically charged. When hit by melee, they sustain 4 lightning damage. That's pretty cool. Or the Plague Serpent, which just has a blight attack. Magic counts as a quarry. All sorts of good stuff. So the Tower of Destinies is right over here in the center. Gonna have to move quite a ways to claim that. We'll want to keep an eye out for any good spots to put down an outpost. So anywhere any kind of hex you're standing on, if you click on, give a right click to your, or I guess a left click to your lord. If it's not occupied, you can build what is called an outpost, which is basically the starter to a city. And you can spend Imperium later on to actually turn it into a city after a certain number of turns, and then a brand new glorious city will pop up and you'll have an opportunity to actually recruit in another hero. You can actually recruit in, I believe, another hero anytime. You just have to pay a lot extra upkeep if you do recruit over the limit. You can come on into any of the known, I believe it's any of the known races in the world, and you can recruit a hero from them. Which is pretty cool. Even unaffiliated heroes. Which would be an interesting... I wonder if you could get backstabbed by your heroes. Like it's a spy placed by another... That would be awful. Have a new Empire Development skill. Let's take a look. Said Astral Inspiration. Let's grab that now. That's what we're saving for there earlier. Some evil presence lurks. We're going to go deal with it. You knows what drives the heart of mortals. Often is greed, valor, or simply hunger. Cannibals? When the common cause grows large enough, men and women of like minds will find each other in secret places. Smoke from campfires and makeshift forges drifts among shoddy tents and huts of those haphazard armies. It is from here that they assault the surrounding lands with relentless impunity. White. Alright, the battle was won by... He's over there kicking the brakes off all the pirates. Well, let's charge on over. Actually, I want to move to about here. We should be... Oh, we can't quite attack them. Look out the way. Let's get into a battle with these moles, or these rat people. We've got a scout and a defender. Let's give this one to the auto-resolve. Took some damage, didn't we? We gain another skill point, though, thankfully. When it's just 2 units, unless it's really dangerous or we lose a guy, I will go ahead and hand it off to the auto-resolve now. You get an Evoker's Robes. Magic attacks deal 20% more damage. Say less. Evoker's Robes added. And our skill point as well. And some lightning weapons. He doesn't have any physical range, so no lightning weapons for him. He has magical weapons. Okay, awesome. Now we have Distant Evocation, magic attacks gain +1 range. That is awesome. Starblades is too, though. We want Starblades sooner at some point too. Let's get the extra range on our spells. That's going to be way amazing. It gives us a better chance to flank the enemy. That's not even a choice. Our boy. Becoming an absolute king. Purge the evil. This game is like Civ and Gladius had a baby on a strategy map. it's pretty fun. I'm having a good deal of fun with it. And this isn't typically, well, I take it back. This is definitely typically my style of game. It's like Civ with better combat, and I'm all about it. Occupational hazard. As your troops approach the band of mercenary guards, they raise the white flag. You were hired by a rich merchant to look after the mana stash. There's no text on the mana stash. It is secret. Leader of a gang. What? You were hired by a rich merchant to look after the mana stash. The leader of a gang, a bannerman, explains. Oh, he is the leader of a gang and a bannerman. We expected to protect it from the roaming scoundrels, not against a full-fledged assault. Please accept our surrender and let us go. You vastly outnumber these guards. Do you let them leave the mana stash without a fight? I mean, they are rats. We could also spend some gold and get a bannerman who has banner smite. He's a rat, though. I don't really want to spend my gold. We'll go ahead and let him leave in peace, which will give us a bit of good alignment and actually allow us to be better friends with the elves on the shore there. That was quick. Yeah, they quit real fast. Oh, wait, maybe we killed them anyway. Did we lie to them? That seems rough. Let's grab this mana stash then. Oh, a proper storm spirit. What tide spirit? What is this? You look a little bit interesting there, buddy. I don't know what this little blob is stuck in your chest, but you are frothy. He's got Tidal Wave, which always hits, deals damage, and pushes someone away in a 4 hex cone. That's pretty solid. Inflicts wet, lightning resist, frost resist, and increases fire resist. Interesting. Drenching Phase. Teleports to a hex and inflicts wet. You're going to be annoying, aren't you? Rather annoying. An elemental unit with an immunity to bleeding, poison, or disease. He's got water camouflage. And of magic origin. That'll be fun. We got some little baby tide spirits too. Oh, look at these little dudes. Angry little fellas. They kind of look like gray aliens, though. See you little lesser tide spirits later. Not nearly as dangerous as your greater brethren, but still probably able to pack a wallop. We move over and attack them this turn. No, what we'll do is we'll come over and attack this group of tide spirits. We'll probably have to fight the battle out just because these Arcanists are about to croak, heal up, and then we'll go over here and try to clear out the Slitherer's Den. It is a bronze wonder. We should be able to handle it. I hope so. Being slain this early would be awful. Oh, Balthazar would like to have a pact of loyalty. Welcome, Balthazar. Of course you're loyal. What else is there? Except for the sword. It opposes Materium. Well, why wouldn't he? Can we afford to quickly build the Mage's Plaza? We can indeed. We'll rush that right away. And now things get real spicy. We can start getting battlements in. Arcane amplifiers. Arcane battlement obstacles in combat during a siege. They will grant magic attacks and sunder enemies. Sounds pretty good. Archer posts do too. They grant physical range attacks, allows you to shoot enemies. Cool. I think what we want, since we have so many magical units right now. Wizard Tower is something we need too. We need extra mana. All the extra mana we can get, so the Channeling Tower gives us extra mana per adjacent conduit. We don't really have any conduits out right now. Per knowledge, or knowledge per adjacent conduit, or research, and counts as a conduit as well. So we have some opportunities to kind of make some fake conduits, more or less. We have plenty of stability. We're looking nice. So we don't really need the tavern just yet. Stone Conjurer would give us some more mana income. Not a lot, but it would also help out with production. So you know what? That gives us 2 in 1. We'll probably go for the Stone Conjurer and then the Mana Obelisk. We may just go for the Wizard Tower after, though. It gives us more Imperium per turn. In fact, I think I like that idea. We got 1 turn before our population increases. No reason to waste the Imperium increasing that. Some of our next research skills are going to be Oh, spells can be cast on the first turn. That's the way. That is indeed the way. Look at our city. It is looking nice. Starting to increase. We have, I think it's, as you, not that, pick up these little blobs here, they start floating around the city. Maybe entirely wrong, and that's just our city growing, but that would be cool. We need a bit more gold, and we can start summoning in some better units. The evokers are what we are going to go for first. Probably 2 evokers and a spell shield. Kind of round things out nicely. Get our spies and move it on around. We could go underneath into the underground. Let's take a look. I know it's supposed to be very small, but let's look around. Oh yeah, it's very small. And dangerous. There's like, what is this, a porcupine? A porcupig. Oh, this is a Pokemon. Will hide. Yeah, let's not attack the Razorback. Leave them alone down here. Go back upstairs. There's lava down here. Can you leave? Listen, buddy. Oh, we could come take a look over here then. Then we'll leave next turn. Yeah, there's nothing at all downstairs in the underneath. There is usually kind of a, it's not very large unless the map has a specific modifier to increase the size, but we'll call it the underway. I know it has a name, I'm not thinking of it right now. The underway, I guess the underground, generally actually can have normal, like you can put cities down there and there will be like the mole people. Not all of them will, but usually if you run into AI, they'll be the mole people from the underground. Really interesting if something goes up here, but I doubt there is. Let's go ahead and fly through the mountain because we can do that. Jumps right over the mountain. Are there greater spirits in the game? I actually do not. Like I'm saying, I haven't played too much myself, so we can actually, I know if we can go into the encyclopedia and see. I know we can come on into the encyclopedia and take a look at all of the actual units that go for the cultures. So for our culture, which is Mystic, we have our Arcane Guards, which are our tier 1, our Arcanists, which we already have 1, as a tier 1, the Mystic Projection, which is our Scout. You really don't want them to fight ever. They're terrible at it, as you can see. Our Soother, which is our tier 2. And our Buffer and Healer unit. They look awesome. Our Spellbreaker is our tier 3. This is our kind of ultimate culture unit here. He's got an awesome turban and he uses magic like a champion. He's got the Star Purge. They lose all positive status effects and sustain damage, double damage to magic origin units. They are about crushing enemy magic units. That's interesting. And we've seen our spell shields, which are actually, in my opinion, my favorite of the Mystic units. I love the mask, and this mace is incredible. A bladed mace. You can even see what it is for the different races there. Little halfling mystics with the mace. Yeah. So are we able to see what kind of spirits there are out here? I'd love to see some of the wildlife. So let's go for elemental. There's dragons and such now. Oh, a bone dragon. Bone dragon. Little one as well. Does the little bone dragon evolve into the big one? No. It is undead, so it catches on fire well. We'll have to keep that in mind. Oh, these dragon units are awesome looking. We need them. We need all of them. Frost dragon. Oh, it makes the frost and the fire worms better than the bone worm. Or the bone wyvern. That poor fool. He's lesser in every way. This is kind of spoiling me. I don't know if I want to keep looking at these. I like to kind of explore these on my own and kind of meet them. I wanted to see if we at least have a major spirit here. I see a phoenix. I don't see any major spirits. We're gonna get out of here quick. We're spoiling too much. At least I'm weird about it. I'd like to kind of experience some of this on my own. I've tried to stay mostly unspoiled. I've watched for in a bit the Gandalf versus Saruman playthrough. His Saruman was made a little bit different than mine. We might have to try and see if whose is superior. For enchanting these guys, it would cost 6. We'll have to wait. We'll wait. We'll save a bit of magic there. We'll gain some more through combat. We got ourselves the Evoker unit researched. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Scroll of Entombment gives us Star Blades for all those units that are not Mystics to start. I mean, not a bad idea for the long run here, but we can't afford the enchantment, so let's not go for this one. I said, we can't afford the enchantment, so the Wayfinder enchantment, well, this would move us through our research faster. So you know what? We're going to go for this one because it's only going to take a turn. We don't have a lot of extra mana to throw around, so we're going to wait on anything that actually increases that. All right, then. And before we end the turn here, she does not like us a whole bunch. Can we pronounce that we're buddies? If we had some money, we could. Do you want any... Oh, a wizard's bond. How about that? You want some gold? Okay, not yet. We shall not pay you for friendship at this point in time. Good day, madam. Or rump, I say. Alright, day 8 dawns. Let's get some money. By slaying some water spirits. Go ahead and push you through. Oh my. Within the depths of the valley, your gargoyle comes across a large area of overgrown ruins. What is now a large, or what has now been largely reclaimed by nature must have been once a thriving city of a great civilization. However, a lingering force of bitterness dwells beneath the peaceful surface. You can sense there are spirits, which are souls, which still begrudge the ancient woe that would happen here. The ruins would make for a formidable location to found a city, and let the burdened past make way for a new future. Also, we get some Imperium just for hanging out here. Awesome. I will consider this, or these spirits give me a prime opportunity to study the past. Oh no. I don't want to lose my affinity. Drop us down to 3. It's a 50-50 chance. Is it time to gramble once more? Oh, not your bad. You're fine. I wanted to go see myself, and then I immediately regretted it. A Gamba opportunity. Oh, my poor soul. See, an intelligent lad would consider it, but it's time to study the past and become dumber. Be nice. No! Oh, back down to 3. We are hurting. We have some city ruins now, though. Space Wizard the Unlucky. Combat enchantment. Every 2 turns, all status effects are dispelled. Luckily, we don't really play with status effects too much. That's more of a faith build there. I think we should be able to handle it. Let's see what the auto-resolve does. We're going to fight it either way. I just want to see. Oh, you're going to take some damage. No, we're going to do it. The battle. Soon the Gamba will pay off. Listen, I don't know if I believe you. The Gamba seems to be incredibly disrespectful to wizards here. I like this map. It looks awesome. Little tranquil ponds. I love that. Alright then. How do we funnel these guys on over? I don't think they can fly. Lesser Tide Spirit, you have what? What do I hover over to find out what you're about? I don't think you can fly, but he is quite wet, which means lightning.
Huh?
Our melee fighters have been a bit damaged. I think we kind of want to run over here and kind of bully this lad. We'll have our mage do that. As a wizard boy himself. If we move closer, do we have a better chance? How far can you move? I want to be just outside of your range. These guys can't hit either. Alright, yeah, no, we're going to be real aggressive here. So we're going to move up to this foliage, which will make us range attacks. Flee. Oh, we can't hit him. We could here, though. He can't hit back. Perfect. After some wiggling, raised. That works for me. We'll push the spearmen to here. The sword group over. We have all of these brawlers on the other side to keep in mind. You guys just move into the trees there. The 2 storm spirits moving together. The flyers can kind of move over terrain they need to, so that's no problem. Want him to be corralled down this one path here. We're going to kind of try to force that to happen. We'll maybe move back a bit. You scoot forward just 1. That's good. Move you over and have him heal this unit here. Do some healing. Probably should have put them closer together so they can actually keep them safe together, but what was me? Move up through these trees. I think we have enough units to deal with these lesser tide spirits, but to be safe, no. All in on the greater ones. Guard mode. Oh, so the turn to stone happens as guard mode. Interesting. Alright, we'll bulwark up. Go guard mode. And in turn. Bring it, lads. Light has been removed. Oh, he teleported on up to them. Well, he gets to attack as well. That's unfortunate. The wombo combo. That's real bad. Oh, we should be able to stand here and just hit them with some lightning, though. It's going to count as a flank, too. That's going to... We'll move you up and hit this unit here. Your retaliation won't even break through the temporary heals he has. Goes for the attack. Oh, we should have hit the lightning first. That's my fault. Wasted a star blades there. Gotta remember, always hit them with lightning first. Yeah. There we go. Wasted one of the units of star blades. We'll hit him with 3 of the magical bolts. Zap. A triple flank off. They do get to charge in and break that retaliation. They get to retaliate, does a lot of damage. Whoa, okay, we can finish him off pretty easily here. We may channel next turn, but for now we hit him with the lightning. It uses all 3 of those little dots that uses all of your movement and any other ability choices for the turns. It completely ends your turn there, so that's why we chose to just slay the spirit. Go. Soother. Move forward. We can't quite hit. I think we're gonna go for it anyway. Maximum damage. Oh, they missed. Should be able to flank. Oh, they get the attack of opportunity. I always forget. That's not good. Now you get to attack them? Or is that all your movement? There we go. Doesn't get to count as a flank, though. We get to go for the charge strike. 3 hits, 90% chance is better than hit 2 hits, 100%. Said no one ever. Go for it. 3 hits works for me. Gargoyle can move up and finish this guy off. He can't quite, which is a bit unfortunate. You rush over and finish. Choice. Lay the large one. I think that's probably the best call. We might be able to move through and attack these guys with the flank. Oh, we can indeed. Get them. Give the old shiv. Yeah. There they go. Defense mode canceled. Do we have any more attacks? No. Out of the way. Try it, fool. Get sucker punch. Yeah, somehow these water spirits bled. If it bleeds, we can indeed kill it. We lost a little bit of health there. I think less than we would have overall. Gain some knowledge. We are losing mana a turn. We definitely need to solve that. Fix the shrine up faster. I want to wait 2 turns. Don't have a lot of gold, but we are going to spend it. That fixes our mana drops now, and we do have a bit of population to spend. Perfect. Oh, they built the research. They beat us to it. You rascals. We will be able to take that from them later on, but that's a bit unfortunate. Let's go for... It will be an occupied deposit. You move. What's that about? Even if it's occupied by friendly units, it doesn't count as something I can use? Okay, rude. We will, I guess, instead expand towards this silver tongue fruit, or do they own that? Let's put in the forester. This guy gives us a lot of extra farm, or a lot of extra food, 17, as opposed to 12 and 3. I think we want the extra production as well. Kind of split it up a bit. Maximum food's nice, but I'd like a bit of both. We can keep fixing up our city nicely. Okay, so the next one we're going to go for being the walking and shuffling skills cost 100 or 50% less. No thanks. We will spend some Imperium attracting some of our population. Beat up 3 turns there. Beautiful. Let's grab our first research post. We could get the extra mana, but I think we want finishing our research even faster there. We get our next Tome of Magic. We can go for some of these more chaosy related ones. So Ignite, giving us the Ritual Pyre. Earth Forester, Searing Weapons. Don't really want to go for that though. We want to make sure we stay out of the evil path. We want to be fully good. We'll jump into the Tome of Warding, which will give us a lot of abilities that are more for staying safe. So the Static Shield, kind of a stun ability. If someone hits you, they have a chance of being stunned. We get to add some wards to our race, which would give us extra lightning, fire, and frost resistance. That sounds very good. And we would get some more Astral Affinity, which we need since we've lost some. Good grief. And then the bolstering support.
Those who master the arcane are as a soothing breeze upon their allies, cushioning them in a protective blanket of air, buffeting away blows, and harnessing the lightning to smite those who dare to come too close.